Welcome to Krush House Cappers. I'm your host, Wayne Allyn Root, the CEO of VegasWinners.com, the man the media calls the king of Vegas sports gambling and America's odds maker. I'm the only sports handicapper in the world with a 180-pound granite star on the Las Vegas Walk of Stars. Now, I'm bringing my Vegas wise guy connections and Vegas insider knowledge to you. This is the show for every type of sports gambler. Male or female, high roller, beginner, $10 better, $10,000 better. We're here to empower anyone and everyone that loves the single most important part of betting, winning. At Krush House Cappers and our sponsor website, VegasWinners.com, winning isn't everything, it's the only thing. Today I bring Frank Nicotero onto the podcast to interview me. We'll be talking about my root rules of sports gambling, part 3. Talk a little sports gambling with Frank. Hey, Frank, welcome to Krush House Cappers. Great to have you on the show.
Wayne, as always, it's a pleasure being with you. I love hanging, talking football. I love talking the betting, especially. It's always a big thrill to be able to talk with you. And, I was thinking preseason's like halfway done, right? NFL preseason. Players are getting in shape, practicing plays. I thought, hey, let's wrap up the rules of root and getting these bettors in shape for the regular season as well. Maybe some tips that could help them have a very profitable season, and of course, going to Vegas Winners is the start. But let's
wait. Nice haircut.
Oh,
I'm looking at the screen here, and I'm noticing Frank looks all coiffed. You look good, Frank. I like it.
Again, I'm getting ready for the regular season.
I'm having an influence on you. Next week, I predict suit next week.
I might be all black and I might be standing. Your influence it's hitting me. It's hitting me hard.
By the way, before we get into all this stuff, for my fans at home, the people on Vegas Winners that watch this podcast, a lot of them have watched me for 20, 30 years. They know all about me, but they don't know you. So just give everybody a quick, minute synopsis. Who is Frank Nicotero? Where do they know you from?
Who is Frank Nicotero? Well, I've been doing stand-up for, close to about 30 years. I think people really got to know me when I hosted this comedy game show, Street Smarts, which we filmed a lot in Vegas, right on the streets, man on the street interviews, stuff like that. That and stand-up, I've been on cable shows. I've done late night, Craig Ferguson. And then I've also done some acting. I've been in some really bad horror movies. And my proudest, last year during COVID, I was one of the stars of an episode of Creep Show. It's the Christmas episode. About shape-shifting people and Santa Claus, and it's a lot of fun. But I'll pump that during Christmas season again because it's a lot of fun. But look, I'm proud. I'm happy and proud to be a part of this family. But there you go. You can always Google me, folks. But yeah, funny guy from Pittsburgh.
Very good.
Steeler fan.
All right, so now we'll get to Roots Rules. I want everybody to first know Nicotero's resume before you got to Roots Rules. So here we go. Do it.
I love it. Well, yeah. So I mean, we're wrapping this up today with the rules of root here, and this is one that I've been guilty of, especially in the past when I first started gambling a lot. And that was, if I'm chasing, I look at those Sunday night games, or maybe if you don't have to pay your guy till Monday or whatever. The Monday night games. People think, oh, one game I can win it all back. This is not a good idea to do, right?
Right. Well, here's a funny story that I've never told before. The reason bookmakers, and I'm not talking legal ones like FanDuel and DraftKings and Penn Gaming and all those kind of people, right? Fox Bet, BetMGM. I'm talking bookmakers, old-fashioned mafia bookmakers, for the last 100 years collected the money you owed them on Tuesday morning because of Monday Night Football. That's the reason they moved collection day from Monday to Tuesday, because they knew that everybody wanted to bet everything they were down and maybe double or nothing on Monday Night Football. And they knew most people lose. And so they knew they'd be collecting even more money on Tuesday morning. But if they collected on Monday, people would have already paid their debt, and then they might make a small bet on Monday Night Football. So does that not tell it all to you? That tells you everything. Don't make a bigger bet on Monday Night Football than any other game. It's not worth it. Most people do that. They think there's some value because it's Sunday night or it's Monday night. Sunday night's on NBC, and Monday night's on ESPN. That must make it more important. No, it doesn't make it more important. It makes the game good. They have a choice before the season, and they really do pick the best marquee matchups, but that doesn't make you win the bets. I mean, over the years, Frank, in college football, I have made more money betting on and against like UNLV, Fresno State, Utah State, and BYU than I ever made betting on or against Notre Dame and USC. And people don't understand that. It's wherever the money is. Don't worry about if it's a marquee matchup. So I'll bet $5,000 a game on some game I love, right? And $10,000 on a really great game I love. And I'll put $100 on the Monday night game because that makes it worth watching. That $100 makes it worth watching. But I wouldn't bet $10,000 on it. So my point is, put something on the game if you really need money on the game to make it interesting. But don't bet your life savings, because nothing on Monday night is any different than a bet on any other game where you don't have an edge. So why risk everything you lost for the weekend? Just take your losses like a man or a woman. Just take them and come back next week and try and grind the bookie down. But if you have a bad week, don't try and get it all back fast on Sunday night or Monday night. Wayne's wisdom.
Wayne, I listen. I got to tell you the quick story too. It was a Monday night game, and it was that classic game. It was Elway versus Montana when he was with the Chiefs, and me and my buddies were down, so we put it all on Elway. Elway gets that late touchdown. We're like, we're in. We got this. And then
Montana.
Elway goes.
I watched that
Montana
game.
goes on that long drive with the Chiefs, and he throws that little
with 1 second left. 1 second.
Yeah, with right to the pylon, and we lose, and we got to pay our guy on Tuesday.
And I had Montana. I had Montana. I still remember screaming when he got the touchdown with 1 second to go. You know, let me tell you what. You know what's great about sports gambling? I'm a grown man. I just turned 60 years old. And when I watch the game and we score, it's like, yeah. You know, you're like 15 again. It's the greatest thing in the world. So I love betting on sports. But I had Montana in that game.
I agree. And I agree with you. But I had Elway, and we were not happy.
You should have been calling Wayne Root, Frank.
You know what? Trust me. I know. You're right. Listen, let's move on to another rule here. Talk about watching games. People think when they watch a game one week that's going to help them, you know, that's going to help them picking winners for the next week by betting that team. Like, oh, wow, they look great. Next week, I'm going to roll with them again. That's not always the case.
Yes,
right?
I mean, it's not like it's automatic that if you win this week, next week you lose. You lose this week, next week you'll win. But generally speaking, I find that when a team gets destroyed, they play better the following week. They're focused. They're motivated. The coach has been screaming at them, and their wife refuses sex all week. So generally, when you lose badly and your wife refuses sex, you know you're playing for everything this Sunday. You play better. And generally, when a team does good this week, I mean, perfect. It's not good. I'm talking perfect. They play the game of their lives, and they win 35-3 against a division rival. Now this week they play a crappy team that's 1-12, and they're not even in their division. Everyone's going to bet the team that won big 35-3 last week. I'm on the crappy non-division rival that sucks, that's 1-12, because their wife hasn't had sex with them for 4 weeks. So they're really motivated. So that's what football's about. Did your wife have sex with you last week or not? That's the whole game of football, you know. And so in my mind, in my evil mind, that's the whole game of football. That's how you win point spreads. But how desperate is that man? So, you know, all I could say is I'm from New York. And when the Jets and the Giants used to, I'm not there anymore, but going back 20 years, when the Jets and the Giants played badly, the New York newspapers were brutal. The New York Post especially. Brutal. The headlines are embarrassing. So of course you're going to be motivated the next week with a chip on your shoulder. So what you watched last week should not make you say, oh, I'm going to bet against that team because they were bad last week, or I'm going to bet on that team because they were good last week, because very oftentimes the roles reverse a week later. All right?
All right, Wayne, listen, I see those books behind you on your shelf that you've written. Your next book better be Did Your Wife Have Sex With You Last Week?
It's a good title. That will sell at Amazon. By the way, I will brag a little bit because Muhammad Ali said it ain't bragging if you could back it up. You have watched lots of people, Frank, all of you at home, have watched lots of guys on the NFL Network and ESPN, and they've always got a bookshelf in the back, right? That's a very common background. I'm the only one I know where every book on that shelf was written by me. Nobody's got that, but I've written my 15th book comes out in 3 weeks. So I mean, these are my books behind me. Now, of course, you know, on each shelf there's 20 of the same book. It's not 20 different books, but these are my 14 books behind me, and number 15 should ship to me in the next 2 weeks. It just went on pre-sale at Amazon today. So I've written a lot of books. I get around.
I get around. All right. Last but not least, this is something that people might not even know about, or the term that the people that bet a lot, that's very important to you. And that's money management. Like, you even think that could be more important, than knowing point spreads. But money management, explain to people what you mean by that.
Yeah, the easy way to explain is to just do a little math. So ride with me here. Say a person is my client. You go to vegaswinners.com and you register, and now you get Wayne's first weekend of picks. And I win big. And you go, wow, this is great. I just discovered, the greatest source of money since, Ponce de Leon discovered the Fountain of Youth. And next week you come back and you say, I want more of Wayne. Come on. And I win again. And now you go, oh my God, now I'm up $10,000. And now you come back week 3 and you bet 20 on the game. And you go, and Wayne wins again. Now I'm up $30,000. And in week 4 you go, time to mortgage the house. Let's put $500,000 on the game. And Wayne loses. Well, when you do the math, I just went 3-1. But you're down almost $200,000. So it didn't work out too well for you. So it's all about money management. If you put too much on that Sunday or Monday night game, and if you put too much faith in a guy that's won 3 or 4 weeks in a row, listen, in my career, Frank, thank God I've been a winner, and I win 3-4 weeks in a row all the time. You know what happens after I win 3-4 weeks in a row? I lose 2 weeks in a row. Then I come back and win 2 weeks. Then I win 3. Then I lose 3. Then I win 1. Then I lose 1. Then I go on a streak again and win 4 in a row. That's a great season. But if you join me during the losing streak, you'd say he sucks. And if you join me during the winning streak, you say he's God. And you bet too much the following weeks. So all of it comes down to money management. Now, the reverse money management. You join Wayne Root, and the first week I go 0-5. Oh my God, Wayne sucks. You're not with me. You go away. You're never with me again. You join 12 other handicappers and you pick them on the worst week of their career. And now you've lost your house. But after the 0-5, you forgot about me. I went 5-0 the next week. See what I mean? It's all about staying in control, being disciplined, betting the same amount at every game week after week. Over time, I'll always make you money. But over a weekend, I can't guarantee anything. So it's all about money management.
Yeah, I mean, Wayne, it's a marathon. It's not a sprint.
That's it.
I mean, to put it in simple terms, that's what it is. Now, listen, I've been saving the story to close this episode with. A buddy of mine has been watching the Krush House podcast. He called me, left messages. He's like, you got to call me. So I call him back this week. And me and my buddy Mike used to drive to Detroit all the time to see his older brother, and we'd go to games and see Barry Sanders play and all that stuff. And he goes, Frankie, remember those weeks you used to come up and we'd crush it and we'd win a bunch of money and we'd go out and party all night? And I'm like, yeah. He goes, Wayne Allyn Root was our service that we were using. And I was like, oh my God. He would always say, I got to call the guy. I got to call the service. And we would win way more than we would lose. And that is a fact. And I didn't realize that was you until I talked to him yesterday. So I just wanted to let people know this is for real. Vegas Winners, you got to register and get Wayne's picks.
I'll tell you my joy in life is that, people come up to me all the time and they remember me from the sports gambling days. And they say, Wayne, I made so much money when I was in college with you. Or Wayne, 5 years ago, I did this with you. To this day, swear to God, nobody's ever come up to me and said, you suck, you killed me. Nobody, ever. And I know there are some people that joined on the wrong week and they lost. So it's funny, but everyone who comes up to me remembers winning with me. That's kind of nice. So I must win a heck of a lot more than I lose, or they have short memories. I don't know, one or the other.
I couldn't agree more. And I didn't know when I started doing the show with you that I had been using your service with my buddies years ago.
But not that Joe Montana game, obviously.
No, that was on my own.
Yeah.
That was my own pick, and I went with Elway, and shit. But listen, Wayne, again, I think people are geeked up for the regular season to start. I know these rules, and hearing all your wisdom is going to help. So once again, thank you for having me on and being a part of the Cappers episode. And I'm gonna say it. Let's just win. Let's win. Winning's not the only thing. Wait, shit.
Just
Wayne,
win big, baby. That's the line you were trying to replicate, wasn't it? Just win big, baby.
That's it. Well, he does it the best because that's what he's the best at. Thanks, everybody.
All right. Hey, by the way, Frank, nice hair. See you next week. Thanks for hanging out with us on Krush House today. I'm Wayne Allyn Root. I want you to remember you can sign up right now to become a part of the Krush House gang and unlock my winning picks for free, only at vegaswinners.com. What else can you do at vegaswinners.com? How about everything? Check out all our entertaining and informative Crush House Podcasts. Enter to win fabulous prizes, including trips to Vegas to join me and the Crush House gang to watch a game, break some bread, and experience Sin City like few ever will. And most importantly, it's always about the Benjamins. The winning is free at VegasWinners.com. Just go to VegasWinners.com right now, register, and you automatically get the picks, the wisdom, the analysis, and the winning point spread advice free. A big thank you to Frank Nicotero for dropping in. I enjoyed our chat about sports gambling. If you like what you saw or heard, come back and tune into Crush House Cappers every week only on the Crush House Network, which includes Crush House Cappers, and Crush House Legends. Thanks for dropping in to another episode of Crush House Cappers, because winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. Until next time, just win big, baby.